Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, we're watching Flash, aren't we?
Hell yeah! Motherfucking 90s Flash! The Flash pilot episode aired September 20th, 1999. It's rated TV PG. It runs for 94 minutes. Directed by Robert Iskov and written by Danny Bilson and Paul DiMeo. Stars John Wesley Shipp, Amanda Pays, Alex Desert, Paula Marshall, Mitchell Nader, Tim Thomerson, Priscilla Pointer, and E. Emmett Walsh. Right on, guys. So, the 90s Flash series. We watched the pilot. So just so you know going in, a lot of people at this point probably know the basic origin story of the Flash, but keep in mind that this is before a lot of the staples of modern day Flash continuity. There's no murder of his mother, there is no Speed Force. This is old school, clean and dry, simple Barry Allen speedster. In this episode, we start off with Barry basically working with the crime lab. His older brother is a detective who runs like this motorcycle cop task force, and Barry's dad gives him no respect for being a CSI, essentially. None whatsoever. His brother and the police in general are going after this gang of bikers who are led by this dude named Pike, who it turns out used to be the leader of the motorcycle task force and the partner of Barry's brother. Then, spoilers guys, for the pilot of this freaking show that's 1990 era pilot, Barry's brother gets killed by the gang. He gets zapped by lightning and gets these powers. His girlfriend Iris West leaves him because the writers don't know what to do with Iris West. And then they introduce hot scientist lady who helps him become the Flash and kind of understand his powers better, which he then uses to take out the biker gang led by Pike. Anyway guys, what did you think of the pilot for the 90s era Flash show?
I liked it. I have a huge love for, like, cop shows. Not that this is a cop show, but they are
kind of a cop show.
Okay. They're, you know, they're police investigating and things like that. I love that, and just to see Flash in there, it was great. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was fun. It was actually rather dark, really, in places, which was interesting.
Yeah.
But also being like still kind of campy and cheesy.
Oh yeah.
Also, like
definitely.
when he has the suit on, he is cheeseball.
Yes. Even when he's trying to be badass, he's still a little cheesy.
Yeah.
But the fact that the actor commits to it so hard, like, helps a lot of it. But yeah, that's because it's from 1990.
Yeah.
And like the Tim Burton Batman movies were freaking huge. The first one was a just gargantuan freaking pop culture giant.
Yeah.
And like they were trying to cash in on that. They knew there was a sequel that was going to be coming out. So this has music by Danny Elfman, who does the score for Tim Burton's Batman. It's filmed on a lot of the same backlots as Gotham City is from the first Batman.
It definitely feels like it. So.
And like, yeah, that's what they're going for. Is like, and even there's this Easter egg through some of these movies of a reporter that shows up in this show as well as freaking the Batman movies. So there is a slight, it's more of an Easter egg, but a slight indication that it all takes place in the same universe. Right on, guys. So what was your favorite thing out of this pilot?
I have two little things. One is Barry's run. I like it a lot more than the runs we've seen in the past for Flash.
A little future, but yeah, trash.
Okay, fair enough. I liked that a lot more. It was a lot more smooth and stuff. Also, Barry's dog. Really great addition.
Yeah.
So funny, adds a lot to it. I don't know, I really liked it.
Yeah, the dog has a bit where he gets afraid of Barry, and then like later Barry tries to walk him, and the dog takes the leash, goes into the closet,
and
puts the leash down, grabs a tie that's already tied, loops it around the door handle, and closes the closet.
Okay, we'll try.
Having none of it.
Like, it's legitimately really funny.
Golden moment.
And like you were saying, it's kind of like a lot of those cop shows from the 90s, because also like the Chuck Norris movie with the dog and the cop, and Turner and Hooch. Like, cops and dogs was a thing. There was even a show called Tequila and Bonetti about a cop who's a partner with a dog, and in that one we can hear the dog talk, but it's really ambiguous as to in the show. if they do it, and it's a stupid, silly cop show that sometimes gets really fucking dark when they go after like pedophiles and shit.
Oh gosh.
fun.
And this is
okay.
from like 1992. Like, that's a whole nother thing. Anyway,
Right.
but the dog plays into that whole idea of the cop show.
Yeah.
And because in this first episode, the pilot, you get Flash like mostly towards the last 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, like
And-
we're in the suit Flash. Like
Yeah.
you see him run, but not until the end.
And
you see
it's
that.
really a brilliant move for the 90s whenever like the idea of a superhero show is a lot harder sell.
Mhm.
For the pilot, what they essentially give you is a cop show with all the trappings of the current like cop shows of the time. And then they package it like with a superhero at the end. Essentially what Marvel does with their first wave of Marvel movies where they're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, this one's a rom-com but with superheroes. Or this one's a spy espionage movie but with superheroes. And
Okay.
stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that was really smart.
Yeah, it was.
The effects, that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
I was okay with that.
Mhm.
I don't know.
No, yeah.
It just,
I legitimately, sincerely love the effects in this fucking
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Because they didn't, like, CGI was still in its infancy.
Right.
Mhm.
So they had to think of clever camera tricks.
yeah, to
To
make it look like
do
he's
a
going
lot of
fast,
these,
or
yeah.
like the, you know,
Mhm.
when you're trying to speed everything up. And it's
Even
like, yeah.
sometimes to the point of, like, having Barry run out of frame, and then you see him running a bunch, and then, like, finally he stops over here.
Mhm.
And like you just watch it, and it looks like a fun, silly effect. But when I was watching it again for this one, I was like, I realized how they did it,
Mhm.
which was literally they just had him stand on one side of the camera, run out of frame, and then run around the camera, and run back into the other on the
Yeah.
proper timing. And then they literally took a two-dimensional cutout of the character that they had blurred, and they like did a matte painting with a tracking. Sped up
Wow.
tracking, so it's only a two-dimensional form that's moving all throughout the frame that's
Right.
adjusted by size.
That's really cool.
But then, like, because you see him start super speed and you see him end in super speed, it still feels like one ongoing shot.
yeah.
Also,
Um,
it doesn't feel like it does nowadays, where it's like it's a loop track of
Yeah.
the same shit.
Yes.
You know, like it seemed like there was genuine moments like throughout it where it was just different stuff. Like
Yeah,
they were actually
yeah.
going places.
Mhm.
And as you go further into the show, you do get more like loop runs
Yeah, I'm sure.
where like
I'm
they're
sure.
having to find
you're also
ways-
going in the same places.
Yes,
and like, you know.
but for the pilot, yeah, like everything, they don't recycle very much. There's only actually one shot in the whole pilot that I saw that was recycled, and it wasn't a effects like Barry Allen shot. It's actually the second shot of the dog closing the closet the second time.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It's the exact same
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
But it still plays because it's still funny.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, the effects in general, I'm really down with them. I think they work. They're cheesy and
Yeah.
goofy and like so invocative of their time, but like they're perfect for that reason. And because Flash is a little bit of a sillier character, it enables the show that is very kind of dark and gritty and like pseudo stylistically grounded to still like maintain that kind of fun silliness that the Flash is known for.
Yeah.
Least favorite thing.
It's petty, but the costume.
Really? The
yeah,
costume?
Yeah. I mean,
What about the costume?
it could be not this, but it felt like it was like foam. Like was it
Oh yeah,
foam muscles?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
dude, the guy's jacked. Like, the
He's
guy
already
playing the
pretty
Flash
big.
is pretty big.
Yeah.
You didn't really. I feel like you could just like. I mean, I guess what is it like stretchy material? Really not
Yeah,
a thing back then.
Well, also the
I
idea,
mean,
like when they explain what the suit
oh,
is,
it's spandex.
it's the suit's actually an underwater dive, like an extreme
Right.
deep
Yeah,
water
yeah.
diving suit.
What am I wearing here?
It's a Soviet prototype deep sea suit. The project was abandoned months ago, so I borrowed it. How does it feel?
It's okay. It's strange. I don't know, like it's molding to my body and expanding somehow.
That's what it is. There's a layer of reactive insulation next to your skin. The suit can handle the pressure of high velocity, and it will regulate your body temperature.
I think we talked about that, but like still, it just. Like there was moments where like his nips looked crooked, like it just because like
Well,
the foam padding was off
yeah.
or something.
And first off, I want to mention that like he's way bigger than
Yeah.
the Flash we think of.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
right now, I'm on the screen. I'm gonna put an image of the way Flash looked in the comics right about this time. He was
Oh, yeah.
fucking jacked,
He was
man.
he was 90s freaking 8-pack.
Yeah, just
like,
grunk. You know, just a
Yeah.
huge. Although it was Wally
Everybody
West.
was.
It was Wally West,
Yeah.
but he was jacked.
Yeah.
And so that was what they were going for, and I will definitely say that the costume in the pilot is not as good as when they get into the main show, and it
Yeah.
has less of the, like, clearly painted on muscles and
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Yeah, because it was like a brush,
yeah.
airbrush style look.
Right.
Yeah.
And that kind of goes away, and we get, like, a little bit more of, like, a cleaner kind of, which does make him look less jacked,
Yeah.
but he still looks big and imposing, but not nearly as much.
Like I said, he's already like a fairly large guy on
Yeah.
his own. Like,
And
we've seen him.
also, I'm going to put up on the screen right now a shot of Flash from the Justice League of America failed pilot TV show.
Oh, are we gonna do that one?
We might do that one, but as people can see, wow, they definitely could have been worse.
Shite.
It definitely could have been way fucking. This Flash mask is better than the one from Justice League of America show, okay? This piece of garbage right here. I get, like, definitely in perspective, the costume, especially for the pilot version of it, and that's all y'all have seen, like,
Yeah.
that costume doesn't really hold up as well as you would think of, like, you know, as well as you would imagine it would. But I think that for the time it came out, while they were trying not to go leathery like the
I said,
Batman
Yeah,
look.
yeah.
if I'm gonna, you know,
But
'cause
you
I like
nitpick.
the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want me to bitch about something, there you go. I'll
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
The suit. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. And how about you?
You actually really scared me.
Least favorite.
I guess, mine's really bitchy too and nitpicky.
course
It's
it
just, oh my god, there's just, it's cop. Everybody's on bikes. Like, what's with all the bikers? It's biker gangs on biker cops.
Okay.
It's like, what's with that?
Okay, fair enough. Biker cops and the gang that's taking over the city is bikers. That's fair. And again, you're like a fucking embryo. So like your frame of reference for 1991. And I'm not that much older. In 1991, I was still relatively young, but around that time there was a big resurgence in like biker culture and like bikers in movies. Like keep in mind that like the next 2 years after this, right around the time this is being aired, like Terminator 2, where they remade Terminator from just like a metal punk rock guy in the first one to like a full-fledged leather daddy biker.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
like a lot of that kind of stuff was seeing a big resurgence. Also, there were movies like I think it's called Beyond the Law with Charlie Sheen, where he's actually like a undercover cop who was a like motorcycle sheriff who then goes undercover to infiltrate a biker gang.
Wow.
That's a dope movie.
Yeah.
I love that
I was gonna
fucking
say,
movie.
that sounds really interesting. I'm down for that.
It's super fun.
Yeah.
It's super, super fun, especially because, like, it's one of those undercover cop movies where he goes, like, all in and, like, loses his fucking mind. And, like, Michael Madsen's the leader of the gang, if I remember correctly. It's fucking crazy. At the time it came out, like,
It's cool.
that was really them playing into, like, the pop culture zeitgeist at the time and being like, okay, it's a superhero show. We need to hook people in with as much as we can, like, so it's going to be a cop show. But what if it's not just a cop show? It's a fucking biker cop show. And then, like,
Just-
bad guys are bikers.
Just more establishing of its time.
Yeah, pretty much,
Very
yeah.
Of its time.
And a lot of the issues with the show are very indicative of the time period it came out and the budget.
Yeah, I was about to say there's probably not near the investment crowd that there is nowadays.
No,
at all.
not at all.
Ahead of its time.
Right.
Yeah.
And kind of like, again, my least favorite thing in the pilot as it is, it's the weirdest, like, talk about bitchy nitpicks. The character of Pike, his fucking makeup for the scars on his face are, except for in like 2 shots, just fucking awful. They look like a fucking junior high play makeup job. Like, and again, like,
And they're like, they don't mix it, like the one around the. And it's like, what the fuck is that? Like,
Yeah,
what
we never
happened?
hear about that. We never learn.
Well,
It's
like,
just-
we
you
learned he
mentioned
was-
a little
okay.
bit.
yeah, like
but,
we learned what happened to him, but it's like, okay, either your scars should be way worse,
Yeah.
or you should have no scars, which, like, for the purposes of this show and your budget, you should have just gone with.
Yeah.
Because, like, the first time you see him, it looks like he's got white Mike Tyson tattoos.
Yeah.
White dude Mike Tyson tattoos,
Yeah.
you know? Before Mike Tyson had them, so there's really no reason why he would You know, he's like, oh, I'm a biker. I'm gonna get damage tattooed on my forehead or something. Like, I guess he's on. The dude's probably on a lot of drugs, but whatever. Anyway, that like, and there's a couple of other like little makeup issues I have through it, but that's the most distracting one. So that's the only one that I really feel the need of like pointing out, except for maybe the shot where Barry's brother is clearly wearing way too much eyeliner, but. We'll say it's fine. It's fine.
It's good.
It's fine.
Put a pin in that one.
It's fine. Would you watch the rest of this series, and would you recommend it to someone else?
I would absolutely recommend it to someone else. It's a lot of fun, especially if you love campy 90s cop movies. And I want to borrow it. So, yes, I would absolutely finish it.
Right on.
Yeah, I've watched the rest of it. I feel like it's a funny thing you could put on it. You're like, when you're inviting people over, and like you have friends that are into superhero stuff, but they don't know
lot
shit
of people
about
haven't
superhero
seen
stuff.
this.
Oh.
Yeah, so you play that, and they're like, "What the fuck are you watching?"
Well,
you're like,
especially,
Flash.
especially because we watched the first episode.
Right.
You know, we watched the pilot, which doesn't have a lot of superhero fare.
Yeah, that was the other thing.
But,
Is I really
like,
want to see more Flash kicking ass things.
because the show does have characters like Captain Cold in it.
Oh,
and
fun!
So among the other things, they do like the Reverse Flash, except their version of the Reverse Flash is like purple or blue. His costume's blue, and he's kind of just like a derp-to-derp version of Flash.
Okay.
So it's almost more like they took the idea of like a Reverse Flash, but then really used like the idea of Bizarro more than like the Reverse Flash. So it's like Flash Zorro. And then of course the crowning achievement of this fucking show, so much so that they it's the only element other than the main character that they actually brought back for the new modern day Flash show, and that is Mark Hamill as the motherfucking trickster.
Sure you were gonna say that.
Yeah, because those are fucking fantastic, and especially if you're someone who like watches the new Flash show, those episodes at least are worth checking out. And again, there's a lot of characters and actors from this show that reappear in the modern day Flash show. They also reuse like the Central City insignia. They just like boosted and updated and stuff.
Yeah.
So like there's a lot of little Easter eggs that seem to indicate, especially within like the new universe of Flash, where we know that this actor plays Jay Garrick Flash from another universe, kind of seems to indicate that this is a universe that exists somewhere in that multiverse. Which, again, if you're a Flash fan and used to like the alternate timelines and alternate universes and like all that kind of stuff, that's a really fun idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely recommend it, and obviously I've watched it a few times, and I probably will again. Right on, guys, so those were our thoughts on the 90s era Flash pilot. Thank you very much for watching.
Good night, guys.
Later.
And if you like this video, please leave a like and share it with some friends. That's more important now than ever with everything YouTube is changing up on small YouTubers like us. I said us this time because we're doing this together.
We three must be hearing this shit.
Right? And make sure that you ring that little bell and subscribe if you're not subscribed already so that you can get updates on all the dope content I'll have coming out in the future. Furthermore, guys, if you'd like to follow me on Instagram or Twitter, I will have the link for that in the description below. Thank you very much, children of the screen. I hope you all have a flash-tastic day. Nerd Scum, out.
Hey, Murph, I saw it. The thing, the red ghost.
Sure you did, fellas. And I'm Marie Antoinette.